Hello and welcome back to another video. So today's video is really just going to be a short update video really. You'll have to ignore the mess of the shed because we had a bit of excitement and drama and I need to do a bit of tidying up afterwards yet. But as you know, in my last video I was setting up the pen for Isabella to calve. So we were watching her for a few days and you can see we have a little limousine calf there. But if you look a bit closer, where is she? We have another calf. So Isabella had twins. Anybody who follows me on Instagram will have followed a bit of the journey so far anyway. But yeah, we don't scan here, so we weren't actually expecting the twins. She was so wide though, and I did think to myself, she could have twins, but then I was saying, no, we only had twins recently, there's no way we'll have more twins again. But when I was taking her out of the pen here, we bring them just out the front, down the crush and in the door here. But she could barely fit down the crush, she was that wide, and I actually felt awful as she was going down the crush. If I had realised she was that wide, I would have just brought her over and brought her in the big door. You know, I would have just needed somebody to stand there to help me. But I just didn't realise she was as big as she was. But on the day, Dad basically said he was watching her all day. So I came home from work and I was down here just after 6. And I could see she was very agitated. She was rubbing against the sides of the pen and just very, very agitated. And Dad came down to me and he was like, she's like that since 2 o'clock today. And there was no move. There was a sign of something, but there was nothing really. And Dad said she'll probably wait till dark to calve, and that's exactly what she did. Now, I have screen recorded what happened off the calving camera. The quality won't be great, but I'll show you everything that happened anyway, because I thought there was a bit of a drama with the first one. There wasn't really, but it was a bit of an unusual situation. But that was before Dad spotted a hoof afterwards. But I might just bed the 2 pens because we have Felicity here as well with Norma. This pen is a pain because in this pen, all the dung tends to be more or less concentrated there where she's eating, because that's how she lines up against the gate and she eats. Whereas this pen, because I'm feeding just up the side here, she can stand at all different angles. So like that whole little circle there gets very dirty. So I'm going to go in and pike out some of that and just put in some fresh straw, and I'll do the same for this one before we do any more. This girl looks like an absolute monster compared to the twins. Now she's a big calf anyway. She's so tall. Look at the height of her. And she's long. And in fairness, she's wide enough at the back, because I'm going to have to dehorn her now in a couple of days. Probably tomorrow actually, I'll dehorn her. Because she does have signs. She's a nice quiet girl still. But there's no way I'll manage her on my own, so I'll get Rob to come down and help me get her into the crate, just to be a bit safer. And as well, Rob can keep an eye on Norma. But yeah, she is a savage calf. I would probably say the best Norma has given us at this stage anyway. But anyway, I'll do that. I'll get some clips up and I'll tell you about all that happened then as well. Come on, into the bed. Yes. Now, skinny. Silly girl. Now they're bedded. What I do is I just do a new layer every day. I take off the kind of heavy bits of dung on top and then I just put a new layer of straw. I don't heap loads up and let it go for a couple of days because I just find it just gets messy again. And hopefully I'll have the bucket for the loader soon so I can do kind of the once a week clean out then, or once every 10 days clean out then. Norma there was very antsy when the calf got out. I'm kind of glad I saw it because I need to think about what I'm going to do now when I'm dehorning that calf. I know it's a bit of a pain to take these guys out of here and then put her in there, but I think it's probably the safest thing to do because I'd be afraid she'd do herself an injury, and especially when that's not a purpose-built pen. This one's fine because nobody can go anywhere there. This one, Norma's not going to jump it or anything. It's too high for her anyway, but she wouldn't jump it anyway. She's too short. But I'd just be afraid she'd hurt herself acting up. So I'll see. I'll talk to Dad and see what we do, because as soon as she sees the men in the shed tomorrow, straight away she's going to know something's up and she'll be acting out. But anyway, the drama with here. So I'll try and talk and put the screen recordings over it, and I don't know, we'll see how this works. I might do a bit of this and a bit of voiceover. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, on I think it was Tuesday, I can't remember, I don't know what day I even have today, but anyway, I fed everyone, went away up because she was making no move. I actually went for a walk because it was a lovely evening and I was checking the camera, and went up home anyway, and I said I'll have my shower and put on the dinner, because as soon as I do that, surely she'll start making a move. So I was just about to peel the spuds and I said I'm going to look now and then I'm not going to look for half an hour again. So looked, same, carry on, nothing else happening. So peel the spuds, threw them into the air fryer. I just had them in and Dad rang and he said, "Are you watching?" And I said no, and turned on the camera, and there she was calving right up close to the gate. And just looking at it, I knew the sack around the calf looked very strong. And I was watching, and in fairness, she was calving with relative ease. It came out fairly quickly. And I was like, that sack is not breaking. Now, would the cow have gotten it? Probably, I assume. I mean, what would happen if she calved in the night? Well, I don't know, you know, maybe she wouldn't have gotten through it. But I said, geez, I have to run down and break open that sack. I've never gotten dressed as quick in my life. I was tying up my jeans as I was running in the pathway to the shed. I didn't even have socks on inside my wellies, which is the most uncomfortable feeling. But I literally just ran, threw the hair up in a hat. And when I got here, she was just out. And in fairness, the cow got up when I walked in, and I just tore the bag open. It was so, I don't know, in my head, because I've never had to do that, I thought you just basically kind of pull it back nice and gently, but I actually had to dig in and really break up the bag. Dad said he read somewhere that too much selenium can result in the bag being very strong. But anyway, I did that, and she wasn't great in herself. It is the bigger of the two but she just wasn't great in herself. She sounded very kind of congested. I was worried then that she had kind of taken in fluids because the bag was over the head for a bit of time. And so I actually got the calf boost. I went up for that, gave her that, and she took it fairly handy. So I was happy enough with that. I stuck a bit of straw up her nose as well, and that kind of woke her up. Sorry, the two heifers are killing each other here. Rosa! And yeah, the cow started licking her and she perked up a bit. I then prepared a drink with kind of electrolytes in it and stuff for the cow. We got that from Agritech during the summer. We would usually just give a bucket of water, but this kind of replaces what they lose during the calving. So I said I'd mix that up, give it to her. And I was doing that. I gave her a bucket of feed as well, and just kind of looking after the calf. And next thing, Dad said, "What's that?" And I turned around, looked at the cow, and there was 2 hooves. Now, Dad was giving out. He was like, "That calf, no wonder she calved herself. That calf is tiny." And I was saying, the poor calf, the poor cow, I'm sure it's fine, because I can't tell the size when they're still, newborn and wet and everything. I was like, "Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine." And he was like, "No, that is such a handy sized calf." So then he wasn't surprised when he saw the hooves. So then I was like about to have a nervous breakdown, because you know when they've calved and it's relief, they're alive, they're breathing, everything is fine. So then when I saw the hooves, I was like, oh no. So then we were kind of quickly debating, what do we do? Do we pull it or do we leave her calve? She'd probably calve herself, or will we just pull it while we're here? So I managed to catch her head somehow. I don't know how, because she was kind of acting up a bit. And we were still kind of humming and hawing, she'll probably do it herself. But Dad was like, "You know what, just while you're here, we'll get her out." So that is my first time pulling a calf on my own. So last year we had to pull her first calf, but that was myself and Rob doing that. And we had a hard job. We probably should have put on the jack, but we didn't. So this time I rang Rob and I said, "Come down just in case I need you." But in fairness, she definitely would have calved herself, because I was able to pull the calf out myself with relative ease, But again, thankfully Dad was here. He was kind of guiding me, pull, hold, pull, hold. But it came out fine. And look, we were just so lucky that she was coming the right way. I put a hand in first. I could feel the 2 legs were there, and I could feel the face coming as well in the right place. So at least I knew she was coming the right way, and just with a bit of a pull, I got her out. So yeah, it was a very eventful night. The adrenaline that would be going through you, especially when I'm not used to it, But I was delighted that I was able to do it, and that I was able to do it on my own. She came out very lethargic then as well. So I sent Rob up to get another calf boost. Thankfully, I got a good shot of them from the guys at Howard's. So he went up and got that, and I gave it to her, and straw on the nose again. And then we let the cow go. And really, once she started sucking the calf, then she was fine. Licking the calf, not sucking the calf. So that was that. Then I went away off. We kind of left them to it once we could see that they were okay. Then the first calf did not get up. So we were more concerned about the second calf, because the second calf was very lethargic to start with. And then the second calf just would not get up. Wouldn't really make an attempt even, like very little attempts. So then Dad was worried that there was maybe something wrong with its leg, because it kind of looked a bit odd. So I came down at 10:30. Was it 10 or 10:30? Something like that anyway. And I said I'd try and get her up. And in fairness, with very little effort. Like, this was nothing compared to the twin bullocks. I mean, there was none of the stress with these girls compared to those boys, because look, they had a tougher start in life, being born on the slats and things. But I got her up with relative ease, in fairness. She was up, and I kind of just held her in place until she found her feet and things. The other one, the little one, was sucking and everything. She was grand. I could not get the bigger one to suck. I mean, I was holding the teat in my hand, putting it in her mouth, and she just couldn't grasp that was what she had to suck and not my thumb. So the cow was getting a bit impatient with me then and things. So I said, "Look, I'm going to leave it because I couldn't catch her head again, because obviously the last time I caught her head I ended up pulling a calf out of her. So she wasn't too eager to be caught in the headlock again. So I left them at it, and I'd say about 15 minutes after I went up, we saw on the camera that she was sucking. She just needed time to find it. So it was fantastic. The next day then, as usual, newborns, they were lying down a lot, so I was a bit worried about them. Do you know, are they okay? Are they getting enough milk? Because when you see one sucking, they're so alike, and I'll get you a close-up shot of their little markings on their head, but you can barely tell just from the markings on their head, but it's very difficult to tell on the camera. One is bigger than the other, but it's still difficult to tell. So, but yesterday, when I came down after work, the two of them were bouncing around the pen. The two of them were sucking, one on each side. It was just fantastic to see. It really was. Cow is doing a fantastic job. She's a great mother, just like her mother was, Big Red. You probably wouldn't want any other cow to have it. She's not 3 years old yet, and she's having not a bother raising these so far anyway. She just knows exactly what she's doing. It's fantastic. They're all having a little rest there now, one on each side of her. But I just think it's so nice as well that Big Red gave me my first set of twin bullocks, and now her daughter is after giving me my first set of twin heifers. I don't know, I think that's cute. I should tell you as well their names. We've got Mary, Kate and Ashley, after the Olsen twins. I don't know how many people will know who they are, but they were big when I was a young one, when I was growing up. So yeah, they're Mary, Kate and Ashley are their names. And I know I did say this year that no more pets, I'm not getting attached, but like, come on. I mean, first we had Felicity. She's the first quiet calf Norma has ever had. Okay, so I was on the back foot straight away. And sure, then I had twins, and what can I do? Like, you have to have pets when you have twins. Like, it's just how it goes. So we'll try again next year anyway. But look, I'll give you a close-up of the two girls there just to see their beautiful little markings. But that's just a quick update on how things are going. I have a lot coming up now over the next couple of days with getting fertilizer out, getting topping done, getting the dehorning, tagging, vaccinating done. So I'm going to be up to 90, but sure, look, that's all part of it. It's the busy time. So as always, thank you for watching. If you liked it, give me a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.